Well, good afternoon. On day 13, I am still at Doc Campbell's. Sometimes you just get caught in the vortex of, this is not even a town, it's just like a little hangout, but there's people here, and there are some hot springs down the road where some hikers whose company I enjoy will be staying tonight, like camping there and hanging out at those hot springs. And I decided that that sounded good too. I went back and forth because like I am like packed and ready to go. I had to stay here for a portion of today because the store was closed when I got in last night. So I had to stay here to do the resupply. I wanted to do my laundry. I needed to pick up my new shoes, stuff like that. So it's not like I could have got a bright and early start anyway. But then, yeah, the longer I've been here, the harder it gets to leave. And so, yeah, I've decided that I'm gonna just stay, enjoy those hot springs tonight, and then leave really rested and refreshed tomorrow, which is not really a bad thing. I can't be in too much of a hurry anyway, because I don't want to get to Colorado while it's still super snowy, and it's not like rest is going to hurt me. So it's fine. It's a good thing. Also, I don't typically make decisions to hike in a way where I stay like specifically with other people. I enjoy other hikers, and I'm happy when my plans kind of coincide with them. But a lot of times I will choose what just kind of feels best for me over attempting to stay in a group or group dynamic. And I'll probably continue to hike that way, but I don't know. This time thought I'd try something different. So looking forward to some hot springs tonight. Baby goats! Who doesn't love baby goats?
What's up? Hey.
Good morning on day 14 after a very relaxing evening at the nearby Hot Springs campground, which had these beautiful natural pools. I am back on trail again. In this case, back on the road again. Got about 4 or 5 miles, I think, on the road before I get back on trail. From here, the Gila alternate splits into 2 routes. There's the high route and the low route. I'm planning on starting off with a bit of a hybrid. I'm going to take the high route to start because that's going to put me closer to the Gila cliff dwellings, which, if all goes as planned, I'll get to see those today. Then hike the high route for a bit, and then switch back down to the low route, which will put me back doing all the river crossings on the Gila. So hopefully it should be a very pretty day. Lots of things to see. We've heard that there's potentially like bad weather coming in today, rain or even snow. It is a little chillier today than it has been, but right now it's really pretty fine. A little cloudy, but some blue sky too. So glad to be moving again, feeling refreshed after an unexpected rest day, and back to the trail. All right, being a tourist. So we're not allowed to go in right now because of COVID, I guess, but this is pretty cool. I don't think I would much mind if this was my morning view. Well, those are pretty cool. I'm glad I went and checked them out. And including the 1 mile loop trail that you do when you actually go look at the dwellings, I think I did less than 2 bonus miles, which is pretty good because I managed to catch a ride with one of the rangers back to the trailhead. So I feel it was not bad. That was a nice little detour. Didn't add too much extra walk into my day. And from what I was reading, those dwellings were built and inhabited in the late 1200s.
and clearly have been there ever since, despite, you know, erosion in the valley. And so, yeah, pretty neat. I mean, I think I'd live in a cliff if I had the choice. I guess I have the choice, but anyway, they were neat. And I'm back on the high route here. You can kind of see behind me it's cloudy and might be getting some of that weather that was mentioned moving, and actually it is starting to rain right now. Right now. So anyway, we'll see how this goes. I stand corrected, not rain, more like pellets of sort of soft hail. It's not like super soft. Unfortunately, that was pretty short-lived. There's still some clouds and even some rumbles around, but there's sunlight too, so if I'm lucky, we won't get rained on again. We'll see though. Well, you take the high route, you get some big views. Well, that looks like a little bit of maybe fresh snow on these peaks over there. I'm not headed that way though. So Doc Campbell's to Pie Town is one of the longest food carries we do in New Mexico. So I have 7 days worth of food, and I was really dreading what my pack was going to feel like starting out on this section. But it's not that bad, which has made me worry that I either don't have enough food or I forgot something important. So far, neither seems to be the case, but, you know, a little concerned. I will say it's a skinny 7. It's enough food, but it's not a gluttonous meal plan for the next several days. But I do anticipate that it'll take me 6 to 7 days to get to Pie Town. All these different alternates make it a little, I don't know, harder to estimate, but I think really why my pack doesn't feel so heavy is because I'm not carrying as much water. I've just had, prior to this section, been carrying really quite a lot of water, and I don't know, it feels nice to not be carrying that weight. And back to some sort of mixed precipitation. Well, I'm at the junction where I had planned on dropping down to what is the middle fork of the Gila River, and I may still do that, but with it being all, you know, cold and kind of rainy, part of me is less enthused about slopping around in the cold river. So considering the option of staying high and dry a little longer and then going down at the next junction, but this is probably best decided with a spoonful of peanut butter. Well, with a fuller belly, I have decided that I am going to stay high and dry for another 4 miles till I get to the next junction point where I can cut down to the river. So, and then probably call it a night at that point. So that's the plan. Also, I lost my beanie a couple days ago. I dropped it at some point, and so I picked up this new hat at Doc's. So take a little piece of New Mexico with me. Hope I don't lose this one. All right, middle fork, 3 miles. Here we go. Slowly working my way down. Hoping to beat the storm clouds. All right, and final descent. Back down into the canyon to the river. Good morning on day 15. Little rainy last night and this morning, so I got a slightly later start than I might otherwise have, but that's all right. was a little cold last night. I think it'll warm up relatively quickly, but it's still chilly a bit this morning. And since I'm getting in a cold river, I didn't feel like there was any rush. So, on to the river crossings. And so it begins. Well, I thought it was supposed to clear up, but looks like I'm in fact getting another cold, rainy day. Look at all the little tadpoles. I can't stop. It's all so pretty. This river obviously must flood pretty significantly. These are some pretty sizable log jams. Beavers are so impressive. Well, I believe that was my last interaction with the lovely flowing waters of the Gila. I actually kind of just blazed through there and then realized that that was probably the last really nice water I'll have for an undetermined amount of time. And so had to backtrack, which I hate doing, but I guess water is kind of important. Anyway, so yeah, I'm very, very close to Snow Lake, which is basically the end of the Middle Fork, and there's still a little bit of the Middle Fork to my right, but actually I'll show you. It doesn't look very appetizing anymore. So, it's been a lovely valley oasis, and I'm not sure what the terrain's gonna look like from here, but I am a little sad to be leaving the Gila River. I guess I could have gotten water from the lake, but doesn't that creek look nicer? Alright, good morning again, day 16. Last night was the first night that I've really camped by myself so far on this trail, but it turned out to be a beautiful little spot. Yesterday was also, I believe, my longest mileage day so far. I did 22. I really just wanted to get 20. I want to make sure I do consistent 20s in this section, but at 20 I was in the middle of the windy wastelands, and so walked a little further just to get to this little nook of trees. And then actually once I set up, the wind, as soon as the sun went down, everything got calm and quiet, and it was actually really lovely. So yeah, it's yesterday was like I said, a long day. I think I am kind of in between groups of people right now. So I may, we'll find out, but I may actually be by myself for a lot of the way to Pie Town, just because I think there are some people like just a little too far behind me, but I'm not far enough ahead to catch up with people ahead of me. So that's okay though. That is part of doing this trail, is that you get some alone time. Well, checking out the map, I think this road is actually what a good portion of my day is going to be like. These guys would be very good at a staring contest. Oh, okay, I guess I got bored into them. This is where I'm going. That is where I came from. This is a long road. Well, I just filled up on water at Dutchman Spring, which did appear to be like a spring-fed well, because that water was beautifully cold and clear, so it was really nice. But that looks like it's probably going to be it for the next 22 miles, so woohoo, heavy pack. Today has absolutely been mostly this dirt road, so it's been a day that I've been grateful for podcasts. And here's where I leave the portion of trail that has been considered the Gila alternate and join back up with the non-alternate version of the CDT. I was wrong. That was a Forest Service road next to the trail, which is down there. This is the trail up here. Glad I didn't get too far out of my way before I realized my mistake. That would have been a bummer to go all the way down that mountain. It's amazing how quickly the landscape and views can change.
What, the dust? Sorry. Yeah.
Good morning on day 17. A pretty nice camp spot last night on top of this ridge hill mountain with some nice wide open views. So you can make pretty quick time on those road walks like the one I was on yesterday. But I gotta say, it's nice to be back on some trail this morning. Does anyone else see stuff like this and just imagine a mountain lion waiting to jump down on an unsuspecting hiker? Today's very upsy-downsy. I'm actually up around 9,000 feet right now. I just hadn't checked. I didn't realize I was that high. Actually still kind of in the trees at the moment, but there's some more ups and downs, and I imagine we'll get some more vistas. It's kind of exciting. First snow on trail. Should I get the ice axe? Hey, baby horty toad. Oh, bye. I still want to catch you, but I know you wouldn't appreciate it. Coming down off of probably my last big climb of the day. Home sweet home. Good morning on day 18. This is day 5 out of Campbell's. And on the Python alternate that I'm taking in, I am, from where I camped last night, 41 miles away from Python. So been doing right around 20, sometimes 22 miles a day. So that puts me in Python by tomorrow night. That alternate also swings me by Gila Ranch, which seems to be kind of like a, not quite a hostel, but it's some sort of hike set up for hikers. I think they're calling it like a CDT rest stop, and they have some hiker amenities. And so I am 27 miles away from there, and I am not quite feeling like I'm ready to push a 27-mile day, so that puts me at that location tomorrow morning. So haven't really decided whether I'll stop at Davila's or just go straight into Pie Town. I'll probably stop just because I wanted to check out that place, and then depending on how long I stay there will determine whether I get into Pie Town tomorrow night or the following day. So that's the plan. That's where I'm at. I think I've got a decent amount of dirt road walking to do today and tomorrow, so I'm gonna get to it. Slaughter Mesa and Quemado, which means burnt lake. So maybe I'll pass on those ones.
Thank you so much. I believe Jetta is the trail angel who takes care of this cache, and just want to say it's much appreciated.
Well, I am pretty adept lately at putting the highest ascents right in the middle of the day. Make sure that it's the sweatiest experience possible. But here I am near the top. So welcome to about 9,500, 9,600 feet. I always dislike this loose, rocky stuff. Just feels like an ankle roll waiting to happen. Well, it's about 4:45 in the afternoon, and I've made it as far as I definitely wanted to make it today, which puts me at about 22 miles. So Davila Ranch is another 5. It's in the realm of possibility. I could do it. I could totally push for it and get there tonight, which is good to know. Like, okay, that's cool. You make quicker mileage on some of these road walks. Like, the rocky stuff is kind of meh, but on just like flat, well-graded road, you can move fairly quickly. So I may go a little further tonight, but there's just not really any need to push for another 5. But nice to know I could. I'm doing it. I'm going for it. You know, I stopped at that place earlier and had dinner, and then afterwards I was just gonna walk a little further, you know, get to like 6:30 or 7 o'clock and crawl into the shrubs somewhere and call it a night, but then I was like so close, and I had, like, I can tell I have some juice left, and so I was like, whatever, I'm gonna go for it. 27 miles on, what was it, day 18? It was a long time before I felt like I could do that on the PCT, so hopefully I don't regret it too much tomorrow. Ooh, looks like I made it. Good afternoon on day 19. It is just a little bit afternoon, and I just left Davila Ranch, where I was able to rest, use the Wi-Fi, wash some clothes, get a shower. It was all really, really nice and very much appreciated. So really cool that those guys provide that space for hikers. And now I have 14 miles of road walking into Pie Town. I do have a resupply box to pick up at the Toaster House. So that's the plan. Hopefully those will go pretty quickly. It's actually a little chilly and kind of rainy looking, so I might get wet on this stretch, but I'm hoping not. We'll see. And it's the rainy, snowy mixture stuff again. Well, that doesn't look super appealing, does it? Well, fortunately, I've actually only gotten rained on a little bit during this 14-mile trek into Pie Town. But it's actually been pretty nice, because without much rain, it stayed cloudy and cool, which has made this quick and less sweaty work. And now I've got a little less than a mile to go. Something tells me I've made it to the Toaster House.